Coping 101. Here's what actually worked.
We created a survey to identify the top 5 coping strategies that students use, and we each implemented it into our daily lives for a week to determine if it was beneficial or not.
We use a set of criteria in order to record our progress, which we also recorded in our e-journals every day.
The most prevalent coping strategy was planning, followed by active coping, then seeking instrumental social support.
Then suppression of competing activities, and lastly positive reinterpretation and growth.
It takes around 1 to 3 minutes to plan and organize your tasks, and as long as you can arrange your thoughts or access your device, it is pretty easy to do.
It took me about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what I needed to do. I also had very little difficulty in doing my tasks.
The time of implementation varies depending on what the reasons for stress is, and about the ease and accessibility, it is quite easy if you have a family member or a friend you can approach.
It is very quick to use because I can start at any time by removing distractions.
It was really easy to use because it only needed a shift in thinking and communication. Also, you can use it anytime as it doesn't need any materials. So it's very accessible, especially in times of stress.
Yes, it helps me organize my thoughts, set a clear path, and lessens my stress levels.
Yes, the coping strategy did help, and it did help me tremendously as I was focused on eliminating the source of my problem.
The coping strategy did help quite a lot when easing up my worries, as I could always turn to a close family member or friend when I'm in distress or need assistance in something.
Yes, it helped me focus better because I did all my tasks faster, and it also lowered my stress because I wasn't trying to multitask all the time.
Yes, it helped by reducing my stress and fear of failure. It also allowed me to see my mistakes as part of growth.
Even though it helps you arrange your thoughts and tasks, the problem still persists without action.
I would say that one disadvantage of this coping strategy is that you need to be focused on what you're doing. You can't procrastinate and delay your tasks as it takes very long to do.
It is very reliant and heavily focused on people, so if you don't have someone you can always turn to or approach, it is hard to implement.
A disadvantage is that it can be hard to stay disciplined, especially when I'm tired or tempted to use my phone.
A disadvantage is that it can lead to too much focus on praise rather than action. We can be too dependent on praise and not seek on areas where we need improvement.
Yes, personally, it has helped me become more productive when it comes to my academic tasks.
Yes, 100%. I will use this coping strategy again.
I have used this coping strategy in the past and will continue to use it.
Yes, I will use this strategy again because it helps me feel organized and less stressed.
Yes, I will use it again because it keeps me motivated and it also allows me to handle stress more positively.
It's a problem-focused coping strategy, so mainly use it for fixable issues and also pair it with active coping.
What I would recommend you do if you do use this active coping strategy is that you stay focused, don't procrastinate, and of course, just have fun.
My recommendation is to not be too overly reliant on people to solve your problems.
I would recommend starting with small steps like turning off notifications or sticking to a schedule.
I recommend using it with intention. Celebrate progress, but stay accountable.
Based on the survey data, planning received the highest amount of votes. However, positive reinforcement and growth actually received the highest average stress reduction score.
But the key takeaway from this isn't which strategy you use, but when you use it.
Coping is about flexibility, not perfection.
Don't just use your favorite coping strategy. use the right coping strategy for you.
However, since results vary from one another, it's also a good idea for you to try it on your own.